And really all Heyjunka is it's a method, it's a smart method of production leveling. And the reason we want to level production is pretty straightforward once we actually kind of think about it. So if we lay out on this chart, this white line, say that's our customer orders, our customer demand. And that's something that everyone can relate to. You know, our sales aren't the exact same from day to day. Sometimes we have to fill a bunch of orders. Sometimes we have a really slow day. We don't have very many orders. Sometimes it's in between. And so if we chart it day to day, in most cases, you know, it's pretty unbalanced. And you can have really busy and you can have really slow and kind of everywhere in between. And as a result, if we wanted to staff appropriately so that our customers didn't have to wait and we could always fulfill our promises and build everything that was ordered when it was ordered, that leaves us with a pretty wide range, right? Because we have to have a lot of people available for those really busy days, but then when everything's really slow, we really don't need that many people. And that's a pretty wide range, and that can make it difficult to staff appropriately, because if we have too many people, then they're waiting when it's slow. If we don't have enough, then of course we fall way behind when things get busy. So this idea of Heyjunka is what we use to help address that in a smart way. And really what Heyjunka thinking is it's kind of a way to understand our production sequence, to kind of balance it, and specifically balance it by volume and style. And as a result of that, kind of our goal is once we can perform that leveling, what we want to try and do is just balance out and kind of shrink those peaks and valleys in terms of what our production requirements are, so that our resource requirement isn't quite so varied. And in true ideal thinking, what we want to do is we want that minimum requirement. We want to set up our production so that we can meet that minimum requirement with our regular work days. And then we want to balance appropriately so that when we do have an upswing, we can meet that with just regular overtime. You know, maybe a half an hour or an hour at the end of a shift. You know, not a whole weekend, or you know, add a second shift, things like that, right? We want to be able to balance our production so that we can kind of shrink those instabilities, you know, stabilize what our requirements are, and then we want to design our processes so that we have the right amount of people to fulfill what the demands are. That's what Heyjunka lets us do.